Hey everyone, it's Mike. Today we're going to show you how you can get more profits. That's right, today we're going to show you how you get more profits into your business. We're going to apply something that's already existed. It's been around for decades to measure the success of economies. And we're going to use exactly the same tool to measure the success of your own economy, of your own business. Now, look, you don't have to listen to this video. You don't have to hang around right now, and you don't have to, believe what I'm saying. You can say, hey, this sounds like a load of rubbish to me, and get off. And that's absolutely fine. That's your prerogative. But understand that right now, the marketplace, it is a harsh landscape. It is a horrible place to be that will throw up all sorts of curveballs and throw them in your direction, and you have to deal with it. So you could be left just surviving and keeping your head above water, just kicking around and just about treading water. That's called just surviving. Now, what we're looking at here clearly is not just about surviving. We're looking at how we can get some flippers put on our feet and turbocharge this thing and start getting ourselves out of that storm and start surviving and thriving. And that's what this tool is going to do. Now, look, guys, if you want to just about survive and you're happy with that, then you ain't the kind of people we need to be talking to. We want to talk to those that want to get more profits in their business. That's the people that we're looking at right here. Now, right now, I don't have to tell you, for those of you in the hospitality sector, how harsh this landscape really, really is. I don't have to go into it too much detail. I don't have to search too far to find examples. I mean, all you have to do is look at Jamie's Italian restaurant as the most common recent example of a business that's actually gone into administration. Now, there's lots of other reasons, and I'm pretty sure of that, and we won't know all of those. I'm pretty sure of that too. But ultimately, there are so many businesses. There are about 15 businesses a week, restaurants a week closing. Right now, there are more restaurants closing than there are opening. That's the first time in years that we've been in that particular situation. And we're there, guys, because of market saturation. And that means the fittest are going to survive. If you want to be one of the fittest, you want to be able to outwit and get any competitive advantage that you possibly can. And guys, whilst everyone else is out there just kicking around and flailing, loosely trying to get by and just about surviving, you're going to be putting flippers on. That means that all of those that have already switched off, great. Absolutely fantastic, because that's more market share for those of you that want to take it. So let's get in and let's have a look. So we're going to be identifying one of the core problems. This is a really short video in the grand scheme of things, but we're looking at what is a problem. Well, at the moment in time, 86% of small businesses are claiming that they have a productivity problem. Okay, well, that's 5.7 million businesses in the UK, and they make up 99% of the UK's business. So 86% of them is quite a large number, wouldn't you agree? And they've identified that productivity is a problem. Well, that's amazing. A lot of businesses out there, don't even know about productivity, don't even measure productivity. It's just a byword that you learn in school or college or university, if you've been there. Guys, productivity is something that's so fundamental to not just economies, but to business and industry. Productivity is defined as the effectiveness of productive effort, especially in industry, as measured in terms of the rate of output per unit of input. That means it's measuring how much you're getting out of what you're putting in. How productive are you? What's your value? Measuring that value that you get back from something, that's so hard to do. If you're like me, I buy anything. I want to know that the value I'm getting in return is worth more than the money that was in my pocket that purchased it. Guys, if 86% of UK businesses are realizing that they have an issue with productivity, well, that's already put them on the front foot, because many don't even know it exists. But those 86% that do, they know how to measure, and they probably are measuring productivity. They just don't know what to do with the measurements that they're getting. And that's so important to put things into action. Otherwise, you're not going to get any advantage at all. Now, look, before we go any further, we've got to really underline a mind shift here, right? And I've got to be honest with you, this is a mind shift, and it has to happen before you realize how important the measurement of productivity actually is, and how important it's going to be to your business and driving things forward. Now, you may say, if I said to you, you're a restaurant, let's take Jamie's for example, he would say that the costs, the rates, the cost of produce that they were purchasing, all those sorts of things are so expensive. And they're the problem. It's Brexit, it's the Boris Johnson, it's Jeremy Corbyn, it's the not knowing, it's the all the other stuff that's happening in the world right now, right? And we're all there. That list literally is endless. It is endless of what all the problems could be. But here's the thing. The whole of that list is wrong. That's right. It's wrong. Your problem is not a cost problem. You know, all your rates, your rents, price of produce, the pound going down, the impacts of Brexit, etc., 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 salaries going up, all those things, they're pains, don't get me wrong, but they're not the problem. The problem that causes the pain is not necessarily the same thing as the pain, my friends. So, in that sense of things, what is the real problem? Well, the real problem is costs are never, ever a problem in business. They're not. The problem in a business is always a revenue problem. If you can have more money coming into your business, is paying the rates as big a problem as it was before? If you have more money coming into your business, is the increased price of produce the same problem as it was before? If you have more money coming into your business, is the increased cost of salaries going to be the same problem as it was before? The problem's not the cost. The cost are all the things you can't do anything about. You can't change the minimum wage. You can't change and impact Brexit. You can't change your rates necessarily. You can't necessarily change your rents either. There are so many things that are outside your control. These things become excuses. Excuses for not even trying to do something different because it's out of your realm of control. Let's focus on the things that are in your control, and that is revenue. Revenue is driven by people. Your people in your business will be driving your revenue. Now, this is why productivity makes the difference. If the people are the problem, people will be the problem, by the way. People will be the problem because your problem is revenue. You need more revenue, you need more quality, then people are the ones that are driving it. So whatever your problem may be, it is most certainly related to a person. And trying to find and track down, even if that person, by the way, my friends, is you, the owner, then it is a people problem that needs to be managed. But if people are the problem, productivity helps you to manage it. That's why the productivity tool is so important to driving up profits. Because, guys, ultimately, if you can get control of your productivity of your business, that's the bang for buck from your people. That's saying, am I getting as much out of my people as I possibly can for the amount of money that I'm paying them? Yes or no? Am I driving down how much it costs me to serve a customer from the point they walk into my restaurant or my cafe or my bar, bistro, hotel, whatever you may own? If I am getting to a point where I can say how much it's costing me to serve that person and drive that cost down because we're more productive, I'm driving my profits up because I'm keeping more of the money that people are spending. That's one way of driving up your profits. The other way is focusing on your quality through your productivity too. Let's just take an example. You look at a motor car, a motor racing car. So looking at, someone like Hamilton, and you're thinking, right, okay, he's the driver. He's the one ultimately that's responsible. But let's have a look at the machinery. When you get into the pit stop, they're having to check the tyre pressures. They have to have a game plan as to how much fuel they're going to put into the car, as to how long they think it's going to have to go. Do they have a pit stop, yes or no? All the mechanics, the computers, they have to attach the damn thing just to start the damn car up and measure all the metrics. They're measuring everything. Why? They're measuring everything because they want to get as much as they can out of that vehicle to help that driver to get him across that line in first place. They are measuring the productivity of everything. I want to know, just even in your household car, right? A car that I drive, I want to know how much I'm getting to the gallon because I want to know how economical my car is going to be. I can buy a Lamborghini and that's going to be absolutely amazing, but you know what? It's going to drink fuel like nobody's business, right? And that's going to put up my costs. And that means it's going to be more expensive to have that car than just the price of purchasing the car in the first place. And you're going to have the same thing with your people. Your productivity can measure how well a person is performing. Like take machinery. Machinery is a great example. If you've got I don't know, let's think about your ovens, let's think about your coffee machines, let's think about these bits and pieces as how long is it going to last, how often does it have to be serviced, how many coffees can it pour, how often does it have to be cleaned, you know, how economical is your machine. You take a printer, how much ink do I get to each number of pages that I can possibly print. Everything that you have in your business there you keep an eye on because it's an asset to your business. If you are a restaurant, you need your ovens, you need your oven hobs to kind of cook the food, your coffee machines to provide the drinks, etc., etc. You need them. Well, guess what? You also need people, and people are too often viewed as a commodity. That's another video right there. But they're viewed as a commodity rather than an asset. These are assets. People are assets, and you need to measure them in the same way. So in this sense of things, you need to measure how much you are getting out of your people and how well they are driving your business forward. Productivity will highlight capability concerns. It will highlight where you need to do further training. It will highlight where your greatest assets are and how you can redeploy them. As a restaurant, it will even tell you how often, frequently, how many people you need on shift at any one time. Is a Wednesday afternoon particularly busy for you? Well, you'd be able to see that. And you'd be able to measure exactly how many people you need on to keep your teams productive to how many people they're going to serve. There's nothing worse than being in a restaurant and having more bodies on shift than those that are coming in to actually purchase anything from the damn restaurant, right? This tool helps you to do that. Productivity and the measurement of productivity, you get that right, it will always equal more profits if you manage it in the correct way. So you need to get more productive to get more profits, guys. And that's the fundamental tool. And to do that, you need to measure what the outputs are by the level of input. How much do I have to put in to get this much out? So if you're serving 500 customers and you're currently doing 50 hours a week with your staff, then potentially you've got a productivity of 10 customers per hour. Is that productive? Yes or no? Is that what you would expect? How much is that costing? Or what's the hourly rate of an average member of staff? You see what I mean? There's so many other levels that you can take that. And you need to start applying that. And you need to start measuring it on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual basis to see how you are doing. And the best bit about this is everybody who doesn't listen to this, doesn't apply that, all those people that would have turned off at the very beginning, they are all the cattle. They're the people that are lambs to the slaughter. Some of them will survive. Some of them won't. Some of them will fade off into some other kind of restaurant and just about get through, or some will just sink to the bottom. But they're all kicking their feet. They're flailing along, trying to survive in a storm whilst they're lost out at sea. And you've gone and put on flippers, and you're an expert swimmer all of a sudden, and you can get yourself out of that situation to dry land. So whilst everybody else is flailing out there and just about surviving, you are able to take full advantage of the fruits of your bounty that are on the island that you have found. You are the ones that are able to take full advantage of it because it's there to yourselves. Just you and the others that are following the productivity tips will be able to take advantage of that. That means there's more bounty for those that find it, because so many, like I said, 15 restaurants a week are closing. 15 a week are closing. And you don't want to be one of those. But with that gives you great opportunity to take more of the market share in your local area. Guys, thanks for listening. Get more productive and get more profits. If you want further help and further advice for free, by the way, for free as to how you can apply this, how you can measure it, and the differences it will make, all you have to do is you've got our number on there and you can email us on info@cavalhr.co.uk. That's CAVELLHR. And we're also on social media with @CavalHR. That's on Facebook and on Instagram. And we're also on Twitter as well, by the way. So take care and I'll see you all later.